Recently, some photos surfaced of them filming Swamp Thing, the first season, in Wilmington, North Carolina, on Greenfield Lake. That's where it is, according to this article. Well, multiple articles. And I'm on one website that has all these photos, like a bunch. I'm on the Star News Online, and it has collected all these photos. And let's just get into it. This first photo here is of them. I think the crew is setting up like a boat and it looks like when it's filmed or whatever, it's at night and foggy. I don't know if that's probably like man-made fog or at night so they can get that spooky feel, because I think Swamp Thing's supposed to have a horror tone. Oop, and here's an explosion. Oh yeah, I think this is definitely at night on the lake. There we have more of the explosion. And I think in the foreground we have some people from the crew watching from afar, maybe some cameramen. And now the fire's being put out. I don't know if this is like in the scene someone's being put it out, or it's like the production crew putting it out because they can't have the lake on fire all the time, like permanently. Or like the city will be all mad at them. Yep, more of the fire being put out. I think this is just the crew putting out the fire that they made for the scene, whatever it is. Okay. There's Andy Bean as Alec Holland and Crystal Reed as Abby Arcane on the boat. Earlier in the day, this is a different time. And as you know, Abby Arcane and Alec Holland, are a couple in the comics. And they get powers later as Swamp Thing, and Abby Arcane in at least modern comics becomes an avatar of the Rot herself. I don't think she was always like that though, like in the old comics. I don't know if they gave her powers. I didn't read old Swamp Thing comics, but I don't think she had mystical abilities until later. But I could be wrong. Now maybe they're on a romantic date. I doubt it. This might be early in the relationship when they meet each other and aren't together yet. Okay, this is the crew, I guess, setting up the smoke and the fog in the morning. Because it looks like if you see like the tendrils of smoke that are coming up, it looks like they're it's man-made smog. But I don't know. I've never been to Greenfield Lake, so maybe that's how it is over there. More. That's a nice shot of like the fog being created. Okay, that's the sheriff. Montreville Parish. I think that's for the show, because I don't think Montreville Parish is a real place. Because this show takes place in, what is the name of this place? Marais? And Marai's not a real place. So I guess this is the parish at that place. Although those of you who know North Carolina, maybe I'm wrong. You're like, that's a real place. Oops. Okay, I think that's Crystal Reed, the back of her head. We see from the side in the back of her head, and there's a TV camera pointed at her. More of the crew on a boat, creating that man-made smog. Fog, I mean. The fog is everywhere. What a cool job. More fog again. These are their trucks back on the mainland. Those look like lights, production lights behind glass to help them, I think, light the scene. Those blue, you see the backs of those big blue lights. I think that's what those are. Ari is a name of a brand that makes a lot of lights. I think they also make cameras too. Maybe those are cameras. Maybe they're mounted on cameras. There are like more production photos, but I'm not going to go through all those. There's a lot on here. But, let's just go to this one. There's Crystal Reed and Andy Bean. There's like a wide shot far away from them, looking at something, looking at the director. Oh, they're looking off. Maybe this is part of the scene because the cameras are on. There are cameras in the front of the boat or on one side of the boat. So I guess Maybe those cameras are being remote controlled far away by crew members to film the scene. So is that how they film like a boat scenes like this in movies? That's cool. More of the same scene of them talking to each other. He's rowing the boat and she's just sitting there. I think those are crew people, definitely. And there's Bean and Reed looking at the person taking the photo. That's got to be a member of the production crew taking these pictures. Ooh, look at that spooky, spooky swamp at night. Isn't that scary? I like it. Looks good. Horror, James Wan horror. Another scary shot. Look at all those lights in the sky. There they are again on the boat at night. So I guess they start in the day and they're still on there. I mean, they start in like that period when, day is turning to night, like evening, and then they just are still doing an investigation, whatever they're doing, and then it starts to get dark, and there's an explosion, something happens. There's the crew. It's still nighttime, but you can tell by the big bright light in the top left that I think they have that man-made light to create whatever that moon or effect is. There's smoking and fire because that fire was started at night. The boat that we saw earlier in this video when they set that, lake explosion on fire, that lake explosion, this is probably an aftermath of that. There's fire crew people. And now there's a boat by itself, adrift, on the lake. Ooh, what happened? And flames, there's a boat on fire. I wonder, is this the accident that turned, was Andy Bean, was Alec Holland burned in this scene and then he becomes Swamp Thing later? Ooh. I'll leave it at there because I don't want to go through a gajillion photos on this video and make it an hour. I'll put a link to this article below if you want to look at all of them yourself. But pretty interesting stuff. What do you think? Them being at night on a boat and with fires and with, the moon out or whatever, those lights. That definitely, does make me think that they're ramping up the horror aspect, which is cool. Give it to us, Swamp Things. If we've seen what Titans is like, that's pretty gritty, even without being horror. Imagine what Swamp Thing will be like, even with the horror effects. Woo! Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.